Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Uncle Al's Fantasy Football League because I had no other idea what to name this. So we're just going to call it the Uncle Al's Fantasy League and go with it. Here we are. Maybe this sticks and maybe this thing stays forever now. Who knows? So, a lot easier than me writing a big ass text message or anything, but just going to go over a few things before the season starts. So that way if I don't know if anybody's looked through the settings or anything and everything like that, and also going to set the draft order at the end of this. So to begin, a few different point system stuff. We're going to run zero point 0.5 PPR instead of full PPR. Um, just because I don't know, feel like everything's PPR, so change it up a little bit, right? And then I'm also going to for defenses. If your defense allows 0 points, they'll get plus 5 points. And then if they allow more than 46 points, they'll get minus 5 points. So kind of to make those a little bit more important. And I'm tossing around the idea of making kickers also. Like let's see, yeah, it would be like if they make probably like 60 plus, they get maybe 4 points, maybe probably 5 points because it's three for a field goal. But other than those three things and maybe the kicker thing, just because I want to try to make every spot important. We're gonna run a quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, two flex spots, defense, and a kicker. I don't want. I feel like kickers and defense are often overlooked in fantasy, so want to make this a little bit more important. Kind of want to make those so they kind of can change matchups or bring you a win or maybe bring you a loss. You never know. Um, $20 buy-in. Um, get that to me before start of the season. So September 3rd. Give you can give bring cash to me or Alan, or I can take Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. Just let me know whichever works for you. Um, our payout for the end of the year, we're gonna pay out to fifth place. Um, so first place will get $100, second place will get 50, third 40, fourth 30, and then there'll be a game for the last $20 between fifth and sixth place. So somebody will get money, somebody will not get money um, in one of the final games of the year. Um, for the playoffs, all of us are gonna make the playoffs. I don't want to. It's a lot of people's first times in here doing fantasy football or second times or one of those things. So I want everybody to make the playoffs. I don't want to throw you out just because you finished last, right? Build that underdog story, something like that. I want to give you a chance to maybe get to that fifth place spot and win those $20. Obviously, if you're a top person in the league, you're gonna have more of a shot, right? Because of us putting all 12 in, it means that the top four seeds are all gonna get first round buys. It is how it is. It's just the way to do it. I would have to run. I think 8 people would have to get in to the playoffs, and the rest would be eliminated to have like an equal matchup for round one, round two, round three, all the way through the playoffs to not give any first round buys. Playoffs week 14 through 17. One of the big upsides I see for the top four seeds is one that puts you a lot closer to getting the money for one, and for two, it means that week 14 you don't play, and there are teams that have bye weeks week 14. So the first round of the playoffs, there's a bye week. So take that into consideration also. Um, trade deadline is currently set for November 26th, which is week 13, the week before the playoffs, Thanksgiving. Um, I don't be afraid to make trades. Um, I feel like in past playing fantasy football, which is a couple years ago, I feel like I don't ever remember seeing any trades. Don't be afraid to make some moves, right? I mean, if you have to make a bad one, you make a bad one. You make a good one, you make a good one, kind of thing. The waiver wire, we are going to do a budget-based waiver wire, so everybody's going to have 100. whatever you want to call them, 100 Uncle Al's pizza points, and you will use those to bid on players on the waiver wire. The waivers will process Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 11, so you have until Tuesday at 11, and then you have Wednesday to make bids on players, and then any tiebreaker will be broken by reverse standings order. So last place um, in the standings will have top priority for the waiver wire. Still want to have it so those people, maybe have a shot to get somebody that might change around their season. But it still requires you to pay attention. You still got to make sure that you are paying attention to who's up and coming and be paying attention to that stuff. I feel like I'm rambling right now, but it's weird talking to yourself. Um, the draft right now, nobody has said anything against Sunday. So Sunday, August 24th at 7:30 is what's set for right now. Nobody said anything against it, so that's what we're gonna go with. Pretty much gonna stick to that right now. 3 days out. Don't want to be switching shit on stuff on people right now. Snake draft, 90 seconds a pick. Um, we're gonna set the draft order in a second or two. Um, if like, any issues arrive, technical issues, because we're gonna be doing it on like the ESPN thing, you should be able to do it through the app on the phone or through a computer browser. Any issues arise, like don't hesitate to text me. Um, I don't want you to be stuck into an auto draft or something, or not be able to make the first round of the draft because you're having a little issue or something, right? So make sure you get that, or if you have any issues that you know about, try to get those ironed out before. You should be able to join. I think if I'm not incorrect, you should be able to join the like draft lobby. I think it's an hour or a half hour before it starts. So you know, try to get in there early to make sure that your stuff loads in. Don't want to miss the first round, obviously. Um, I think that's most of my quick little stuff to get to. Um, I to hopefully so that nobody claims that I've done this multiple times. It's been about an hour since I got off work at Uncle Al's at 9:35 is when I walked out the door there. It is now 10:33. I got home, wrote up a little document for myself to read off of real quick when we did this, and we are going to do the draft order. For the draft order, we are going to use something that I used in like freaking middle school, which is this duck race timer. Because all the cool stuff that we could have done, can't do because we were a little late and couldn't get everybody together in person. Is what it is, right? So we're gonna do it this way. Maybe if this sticks on, we do it again next year. Maybe we can look into, doing some sort of, I don't know, challenge or something, or who knows. We'll figure it out at that point, right? So I'm just gonna put everybody in on their team spot in this, right? So you guys can see that I am doing this right now. Don't want to get blamed if I get like the first pick or whatever. And everybody's gonna be like, oh, this guy did it a bunch of times. Oh god, I can't spell for the life of me right now. I don't need people's last names. What am I doing? Let's see. Johnny boy. Okay. I was thinking about doing like um having somebody pick out of a hat. I wanted Big Al to do it, but you see, felt like that was kind of messed up if I made somebody who is in do it, right? So we'll do it this way, right? Okay, there is everybody in, all 12 of us. Boom. We're going to do a minute and 30-second race. See what our draft order is. And that's going to be it. That's how we're going to do it. So here we go. A minute 30 to see who gets number one, to see what our draft order is. Let's start this bad boy. It's like Luke's out to our early lead. Gracie, Jason Bice, Andy staying close behind. Jason Bear's making a run also. Al Sr. and looks like Kaysen are just slacking right now. Justin's kind of slacking too. Luke and Gracie pulling out ahead quick. Jason Bear starting to fall back now. Here comes Jason Bice up with a minute left in this race. Is that a Donald Trump duck? Right there. What the? Okay, we got the Donald Trump duck. If that gets first place, then this is good. It'll be very interesting. Andy and Jason, they've been the whole time they've been fighting for the lead. And they're still here. Here comes Kaysen and John from the back of the pack. The Batman duck. That goes hard. I can't even lie to you. 20, 27, 26 seconds left. John takes the lead with 25 left. We're coming down to the wire. 20 seconds. John is going to plummet back. What happened? 15. The Donald Trump duck of Andy still ahead. 10 seconds left. Luke's making a run at the back. Here comes Allen. Al Jr. from absolutely freaking nowhere. Oh my God. This is the worst thing possible. Al Jr. gets to be the first pick. This might actually be the worst thing ever. Okay? Like actually. So Al Jr. is going to be our first pick, followed by Luke, the Donald Trump duck of Andy. I'll have fourth pick. Shane's fifth. John sixth. Gracie 7, Jason Bice 8th, Justin 9, Jason Bear 10th, Kaysen 11, and Al Sr. dead last. So we're in the Uncle Al sandwich right now, to be honest with you. So let me put this in here so you guys can see. So I need Al Jr. first. I need Luke second pick. I need Andy with the third pick. I am the fourth pick. Shane Falky is the fifth pick. And then it's John and Gracie. Six, 7. Jason Bice and then Justin. And then Kaysen and Al Sr. There it is. There is, boom, inputted. Draft order. Dunzo. There it is. There is your Uncle Al's Fantasy Football 2025 draft order. Once again, Al Jr. with the first pick, followed by Luke, Andy, me, Shane, John, Gracie, Jason Bice, Justin, Jason Bear, Kaysen, and then Al Sr. Not much more to say. If you have any more questions, text me whether you want to. My mic just turned off. Whether you want to text me in person or come talk to me in person, text me myself, or send something just to the chat. Don't be afraid to reach out. Get your buy-ins in, and I will hopefully, if anybody wants to get together, and we're doing the draft online, obviously. If anybody wants to get together and still hang out and draft together, I know a few of you have already said you can't do anything in person on on Sunday, but if you still want to get together and hang out somewhere. Whether I know Alan talked about maybe going to Uncle Al's or um, maybe his house, maybe my house. I don't know. We'll see. If anybody wants to get together and draft, we can look into doing that. Other than that, maybe I'll see some of you on Sunday. See you guys for the draft. Let's make this a good season. Let's hopefully it's a good competitive season, and let's since we have a draft order now, let's start the trash talk. Let's start bullying people, right? All right. Well, see you guys later.